Hey, good morning, y'all. It's Monday, somewhere around 9 o'clock. Me and Nightmare been walking around. I tried doing a video real quick, but this monkey shit decided to take off on me, so I went off and looked for him and found him. Now he's chasing mice under the snow, as you can see. So I got a confession to make. I talk about the light a lot and about having faith in God. But the problem is that, in my case anyway, my pretty much, what's the word I'm looking for? My hermit-like life caused the demons from my past to be a little bit more dark, a little bit bigger. And I'm just going to lay out the deets for you, the details, and maybe you'll understand. So, sometime around January 1st on January 1st of 1992, I received a frantic call from my girlfriend. We were both freshmen in college, only I was 11 years older than she was. I was very single. I was single. She was attending one college. I was attending another. We met at a video store that I was working at. Yeah, a videotape rental place. Anyway, she calls me up and tells me she's pregnant now. Having long prior to that, finding out that thanks to my dad having polio and my proclivity for riding my bicycle excessive miles, and combined with my taste for smoking weed, left me with a very low sperm count, especially the part about my dad, oddly enough, having polio, which didn't affect my sister, which is weird. Anyway, so my first question to her when she said that she took a test and found out she was pregnant was, are you sure it's mine? Because, hey, freshman, I didn't know. She's the daughter of a freaking banker, an elitist from a town outside of Buffalo. And at the time, I was an arrogant, cocky sumbitch, and not nearly as empathetic as I am now. But the thing is, you never know. Sometimes evil hides in pretty packages, unsuspecting like. I don't know. I can't imagine that her actions were that of a human girl. I gotta figure she was possessed somehow. Maybe her dad gave her up in some kind of freaking offering. And I'm gonna explain to you why. So, my response after she said, "Of course it's yours," crying, was to say, "Okay, let's look at our options. Don't lose your head. Let's look at our options. Go to," and this, I kid you not, this was way before I knew what Planned Parenthood was all about. I said, let's check out Planned Parenthood, see what our options are. And before I could even schedule a fucking appointment down there, like a day later, and at this point, I had already approached my mom about what was going on, and she offered me her engagement ring. But literally a day later, 2 days later, I get a voicemail on my little cassette answering machine saying that she was wrong. She went to a doctor, got tested, and found out that it was just a freaking urinary tract infection, a UTI. And like a prick, living up to my middle name, Hardcore, which is, by the way, Richard. I've always believed that my parents gave me that middle name for the reason that it's synonymous with the name Dick. Because that's what I did. I lost it and blew up at her. Even though, I went from wanting to marry her like a fool to exploding. Okay? I wasn't stable. I let the freaking shit get to me without thinking about it. And I blew up. But regardless, a week later, 2 weeks later, we were back together. And I distinctively remember it was a Sunday night. And we were hanging out. Or no, it was actually, I'm wrong. It wasn't a Sunday night. I apologize. It was a Tuesday night. It was the February 11th, 1992. And we were hanging out at my apartment at 149 Woodbine Ave in Syracuse. And getting all lovey-dovey, finally started actually kissing. I didn't realize it at the time, but she was still pregnant. She had lied to me. She was pregnant with my child. And I knew she had classes or something the next day, but I also knew she was off like Friday, Valentine's Day. At least I think that's what it was. And I asked her if she didn't want to bring Valentine's Day in together. And so, wanting to hang out on the 13th. So she said no. She had plans. That's what she said. She had plans. So I decided, I said, hey, we just barely gotten back together. So I said, okay, whatever. As old as I was still naive to people. And I sat there on the 13th, the night of the 13th. I remember it was 7 o'clock in the evening, and I was getting ready, getting nice and getting a little pre-bar buzz on. At the time, I worked at this little hole-in-the-wall pub in the Eastwood Township of Syracuse on James Street called the Tip a Few. I worked there as a part-time fry cook, as well as by the shot bouncer. So whoever I threw out, I get a shot. So I was prepping. I was having a couple of beers and smoking up a little bit when I get this phone call, and it was her, and she sounded like she was drunk. And she said, I just ate 3 pieces of pizza and threw up 2 of them. And for some reason, God told me, or maybe I just sensed it, that she had had an abortion. Okay, so she aborted the only child I ever fathered on the day before Valentine's Day. And I probably could have done something. But I didn't. And because I didn't, I have had to live with that guilt since. As a result, months later, that produced a piece called Solitary Struggle. And it goes like this. Harsh words echo within, reverberate the endless self-inflicting pain. Dimly painted pictures, fetal position, tears screaming thunderous rain on the exploding coronary muscle, move emotions past internally focused sight. Holding the herald in place, nobody hears the screams or witnesses the explosions. The bus stops, I get off and go to work. got too close to the darkness during this past week, and to all those that had to suffer through me living up to my middle name, I apologize. I got way too buzzed, and that's no excuse. It's just that the darkness I'm dealing with, it's pretty intense. And that's all I really have to say about that. Please, dear God, help me get through this financial darkness, this emotional darkness. Help me defeat my demons once and for all, dear Lord. Give me strength to stay sober today. Please, dear God, guide my thoughts, my words, and my actions. Help me awaken those that still slumber to the glory, hope, love, and forgiveness that comes with having faith in you and your only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, who came to this earth, lived, then willingly died so that one day our sins might be forgiven and we might know the glory of an eternity in heaven. Please, Almighty Father, the children need your help. The people need your help. Please, you sent Donald J. Trump to free the American people and to help us awaken the world. Please, God, protect and guide him and all those that surround him. Please force his enemies to be revealed before him so that no harm comes to him. Help him unite with the members of Q, the members of our military, our law enforcement, and especially the Vets for Child Rescue Organization, so that together with the good patriots of the world, we can put on the full armor of God and once and for all pick up our swords of light and truth, and in one voice defeat the dark forces of evil that continue to prey upon the children of the world once and for all. I don't know, I must have said that too many times, God, sorry about that. Please, God, I really do need your help. Amen.